This is a short, gentle Hatha practice. Stretching your body and moving it, perhaps in the morning before you start your day. Find a comfortable seat on your mat. If you'd like, you can sit on a block, a folded up blanket, or a cushion, lifting up your hips a little bit. Close your eyes with a long spine and your chin slightly tucked. We're going to take 3 breaths to connect to the present moment. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling out through the mouth. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Start to connect to your breath, observing the inhale and the exhale. Observing expansion, your belly and in your chest, and the contraction without judging, without trying to change your breath. Simply tuning into it, being present. Leaving your hands they are on your knees, or if you prefer, you can leave one hand on your belly, the other hand your heart center. We're going to inhale, filling up our belly, rib cage, and collarbones. And exhaling from our collarbones, rib cage, belly. Inhale, exhale. Inhaling into your belly, rib cage, and collarbones. Exhaling from your collarbones, rib cage, and your belly. Keep breathing completely and slowly, filling up your lungs with each inhale. And breathing out all the air on each exhale. You can leave your hands as they are if you prefer. You can drop them down to your knees again. Making sure to stay present with your breath. After the next exhale, come back to your natural breath, keeping your eyes closed. Just observing the effect of the pranayama, the breathing exercises. Noticing how you feel now, perhaps a little calmer, a little more centered, or perhaps just feeling like you can breathe a little better. Now bring your hands to your heart center, one on top of the other, taking a moment to create an intention for your practice. If you're not sure about creating an intention, it's simply thinking of a quality that you like to cultivate during this practice, something that you feel like you need right now. Something like strength, balance, presence. Listen to your body. And that quality that comes up comes to your mind without really having to think too much. That should be your intention for the practice. Repeat it to yourself and try to keep it present during the whole practice. Drop your hands onto your knees. Slowly open our eyes. And if you're sitting on top of a block, a blanket, or a cushion, just move it to the side. Could be a good idea to keep your blocks towards the top of your mat in case you need them at any point. Now bring our hands forward onto the mat, coming onto our knees. And the first pose that we're going to do is kneeling, but making sure to have our toes tucked. The first thing you want to do is make sure that all of your toes are touching the mat, even the little toe, which sometimes sort of just hangs there. So make an effort to sort of separate them. Make sure they're all pressing into the mat. This can be a difficult pose to keep. Just make sure to breathe. And if at any time you feel like you need to just give your feet a break, you can come forward, stretch your feet a little bit, and come back when you're ready. So from here, we're going to bring our arms out long, bringing the right arm over top, bending the elbows, and trying to cross our arms again. Bring the palms of our hands together. If you're not able to bring the palms of your hands together in eagle arms or Urdhvanasana, you can just sort of leave the backs of the hands together and lifting up your elbows a little bit. Make sure to breathe in this pose, staying present, just accepting the feelings that come up, and really trying to give your feet a good stretch. It's important to dedicate time to stretching, taking care of our feet. Our feet take us everywhere. We use them every single day, and it's a part of our body that we often abuse or really forget about. So it's nice to, dedicate some time to them. We're going to change arms. So bring your arms out long again. Left arm over top, bending the elbows and trying to cross your arms again to bring palms of the hand together. Again, if you can't, you can just leave the backs of the hands, pushing one into the other. Lift up your elbows just a little bit. Should as well feel sort of a nice stretch in your shoulders, the shoulder blades. Keep breathing. You can direct your breath to your feet if you like. You won't be here much longer. We're gonna undo the arms, bring them down to the mat, bringing the hands to the mat, stretching out our feet. You can move them a little bit. This is a counter pose. We're gonna sit back again on our heels. This time, toes aren't tucked. We're gonna bring our hands behind us. And the idea here is to lift up our knees for the counter pose. All right, so we're stretching our feet the other way. You can stay here if you have a little more flexibility. You can also bring your forearms down to the mat, but the important thing is to lift your knees up. So if you're here, maybe you want to come back up on your hands. This is the important part, and it's not to bring your forearms onto the mat, but to stretch your feet. Breathe. We're gonna slowly come out of the pose. Come back up. Just transitioning into a seated position. Finding a comfortable seat. Close your eyes. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Open your eyes. From here, we're going to interlace our fingers, bring our hands to the back of our neck. Inhale, looking up, expanding our chest, opening our elbows. With the exhale, we're going to close our elbows, bring our head down without pulling, just using the weight of our arms to stretch the back of our neck, making sure to relax your shoulders away from your ears and breathe. Should feel really lovely stretch in the back of the neck. If you're really tight, perhaps even the top of your back. Inhale, looking up, expanding chest, opening elbows. Exhale, moving back into the stretch, closing the elbows. Relaxing shoulders away from the ears. Breathe. And do it one more time. Inhaling, coming up, expanding the chest, looking slightly upwards, opening your elbows. Exhale, closing the elbows, bring your head down, relaxing your shoulders away from your ears. Really just enjoying that lovely neck stretch. Breathe into it, enjoy it. The inhale, we're going to come up, dropping our hands down. We're going to bring our right hand onto our left ear, bringing our head down towards the right side. And from here, we're going to stretch out the left arm. And what we're going to do is lift it up or lower it down, really finding that perfect stretch. So perhaps right here or right here, depending on the person, you should feel just a great stretch, the left side of your neck. Breathe. The exhale, we're going to come up, dropping the right hand down. We're going to switch. Left hand on the right ear, bringing the head down towards the left side, and stretching out our right arm long, finding that perfect place. We find a great stretch in the neck. Breathe. The exhale, we're going to come back up, dropping the left hand down. Bring our hands onto our knees. We're going to quickly drop our chin down towards our chest for a moment, shoulders away from the ears. And from here, we're going to start drawing circles with our nose. Circles first towards the right side, upwards, towards the left side, and back down. Wide, slow circles with the nose. Let's do 3, so one more. Without rushing, take your time here. When your chin comes back toward your chest, you're going to switch sides. Moving first towards the left, up, and then towards the right. If at any point you feel like there's a great place you'd like to stay for a moment, really feeling the stretch, feel free. Important thing here is just sort of to move with the sensations, stretching your body. Very good. When your chin comes back to your chest, we bring our head up. From here, left hand on the mat, bring your right arm up overhead. We're going to move into a side body stretch. If you can, try to bring your left forearm onto the mat by making sure that your right sit bones don't lift up. So if you find that they do, perhaps you need to come up a little higher on your left hand. Really feeling the stretch through the left side body. Breathe. On the exhale, we're going to come up, leaving our right hand on our left knee, left hand behind, inhaling, growing a little taller, and on the exhale, moving into a twist, looking over the left shoulder. Breathe. Exhaling, coming back through center. We're going to bring our right hand on the mat, lifting up our left arm, and trying to bring our right forearm onto the mat, taking care not to let the left sitting bones come up. Really feeling the stretch through the left side body. Breathe. On the exhale, we're going to come up, leaving our left hand on the right knee. Bring our right hand behind, inhaling, growing a little taller. On the exhale, moving into the twist, looking over the right shoulder. Breathe. On the exhale, coming back through center, and leave our hands on our knees. We're going to start to make chest circles. So bring our chest forward. And then as we move it back, really rounding our spine, tucking our chin to our chest. Starting to bring movement to our spine. Feel like you can really exaggerate. Trying to bring each shoulder to the opposite knee. What's important is not what you look like, but how you feel, how your body feels. From here, we're going to switch direction. So, still moving with our chest circle. The opposite side first. Closing our eyes. Feeling one with the sensations, with your body. Let's do one more circle. Come back up through center. You can open your eyes again. Bring your hands onto the mat. Moving into tabletop position. So from here, we've got a straight line from the hip down to the knee. Toes are untucked. And a straight line from our shoulder, moving through our elbow to our wrist. Inhale, looking up, back of the head to the sacrum. Exhale, forehead to pelvis. Inhale, back of the head to the sacrum. Exhale, forehead to pelvis. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, forehead to pelvis. Let's do it one more time. Exhale. Coming back to a neutral spine. Bring our big toes together. We're going to separate our knees about the width of our yoga mat. We're going to start to make circles with our hips. Coming forward, moving to one side, sitting back on our heels, moving through to the other side. With our hands firmly rooted to the mat, fingers separated. Observing the sensations. You can change directions now. And perhaps even listening to the sounds that your body makes. Perhaps your hip joints crack or make some noises. Let's do one more circle. Very good. From here, coming back to tabletop position, bringing our knees back underneath our hips. We're going to start to walk forward with our hands into Hatha. Bring our forehead onto the mat, making sure not to move your feet or your legs. If you feel like a little pinch in your shoulders, you can separate your hands slightly. Should bring some relief. And sinking into heart to earth pose. Hatha. If you have a little more flexibility, you can try bring your chin onto the mat. But don't push it. Just stretching your body. Really living the feelings. Respecting your body's limits. From here, we're going to lift our head up, coming forward, moving pelvis forward, bring legs onto the mat, shifting a little bit if we need to. Toes are untucked. We're going to stay high first in Sphinx pose. Feet are separated, pushing into the mat, legs are engaged. Shoulders straight above the elbows. Fingers are separated. Breathe, pushing the pelvis forward with your chin slightly tucked. Feeling the expansion in your chest. From here, we're going to bring the right arm in, the right forearm, placing the right hand where the left elbow is, bending our left knee. We're going to grab the left foot with the left hand. For a stretch, stretching our quads, bring our foot down, making sure to keep your heart open. Don't let yourself drop or sink into your shoulder. Looking back if you like. Make sure to breathe without forcing your body. Just finding a gentle stretch. On the exhale, release your foot. We're going to change sides, so this time bringing the left forearm down, chest nice and open, bending the right knee and grabbing the right foot with your right hand and just bringing that right foot down as far as you can to get a nice stretch in the quads. We're looking back and making sure to keep our chest open. Breathe. Release the right foot, bringing right forearm down. And from here, I'm going to open up our arms, bringing our hands off the mat, and just leaving the fingertips touching. Elbows are bent. Lowering our head down, we're gonna do a dynamic cobra. Inhale, coming up, pushing the pelvis forward, stretching the front body. And the exhale, coming back down, bring your forehead onto the mat. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, coming back down. So let's do this dynamic movement a couple of times, following your breath up and down. Glutes are engaged, pushing tops of your feet into the mat. Let's go for one more time. Perfect. Bringing our hands underneath our shoulders, tucking our toes, and push ourselves up onto our knees, coming forwards. From here, bring your hands onto the mat. We're going to separate our feet, moving into Malasana. I'm going to push my blocks forward a little bit to give myself some space. So, a good measurement here is to sort of have our toes off the mat, lowering down our pelvis. If you find this is uncomfortable and your heels start to come up, you can grab your blocks, place them underneath your heels. And first of all, we're going to find some movement. Moving from side to side, exploring different sensations before we move into Malasana. Stretching your body, feeling the movement. From here, let's move into Malasana. Bring our pelvis downwards towards the floor. Back is nice and straight. Bring your elbows into the inside part of each of our knees. Hands together in Anjali Mudra and prayer hands. And bringing them towards our heart center. Looking forwards and breathe. If you like, you can close your eyes here. Feel your connection to your center, that quiet part of you deep inside. From here, you bring your hands onto the mat behind you. To sit back, hugging knees into our chest in Apanasana. We're going to bring our right hand to our right knee, left hand to the left knee. Bring our knees to the right side. Inhaling, separating our knees, bringing them forward. Exhale towards the left side and back in towards the chest. So we're making circles with the knees, massaging the sacrum, making sure to inhale every time that our knees are as far as they can be away from our chest, and exhaling every time that they're close. Change direction, first towards the left, then moving towards the right, back into center. One more circle. Hug your knees back in again for a moment. From here, we're going to stretch our legs and our arms up towards the sky. We're going to do some circles here with our wrists, with our ankles, relaxing these joints. One way, changing the circle back the other way. Making sure to breathe. Hugging our knees back in towards our chest. If you like, you can even bring your forehead up towards your knees if you need a little bit more. Separating our knees, grabbing soles of our feet in Ananda Valasana, happy baby. And just with a little bit of pressure, trying to bring our knees closer towards our armpits. You can stay in a place of stillness here. If you like, you can move from side to side, choosing a variation that best works for you today. You can even stretch one leg, then the other. What's important here is how you feel. Respecting your body's needs. Bring your knees back in towards your chest. And we're going to finish with a twist, supine twist on each side. So we're lowering our feet down. Bring our knees towards the left side. Knees should more or less be at the same height as our belly button. Left hand on our knees. And looking towards the right hand. Close your eyes. Enjoying last asana. Gently come back towards center. I'm going to change sides. So this time, knees onto the right side, right hand on top of our knees, and stretching our left arm out long, looking towards that left hand. Close your eyes, enjoying this last pose. You're ready, gently come back into center. Alpanasana, knees into our chest, one last time. When you're ready, you're gonna stretch your legs long. Feel like you can grab a blanket, cover yourself with. It's nice to make sure that we're nice and warm during Shavasana. Letting your feet fall outwards, palms of your hands looking up towards the sky. Chin is slightly tucked. Relax your jaw. You can slightly part your lips. Relaxing your brow. I'm going to take one last breath together. Inhaling in through the nose, filling up your lungs with air. And gently exhaling out through the mouth. Relaxing your whole body. Now, let your body absorb the nutrients of your practice. Recommend staying in Shavasana for a couple of moments, even up to 5 minutes, to really integrate the work that you've done today. You can do so by pausing the video, staying here as long as you need to. If not, start to wiggle your toes, moving your fingers, gently waking up your body little by little. As Stretching your arms up and overhead. Stretch, 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 stretch. Bring movement back into your body. Hug your knees. Unite your chest. When you're ready, gently let yourself fall to one side, the fetal position, their eyes still closed. Using these moments as a transition from Shavasana back to the rest of your day. The use of one hand, start to push yourself up into a seated position, crossing your legs, spine nice and long, slightly tucking your chin, closing your eyes. Bring your hands together, your chest, your heart center in Anjali Mudra. Lowering your head towards your hands. Taking a moment to remember the intention that you created for yourself at the beginning of the practice. And trying to keep that intention present with you throughout the rest of your day. Namaste.